What's going on, guys? It's Greg Farley from The Wise Guys. I'm here. It's sneak peek week. That's why you're tuning into this video. So let's jump straight into Cybernetic Horizon and let me tell you how god awful this set is. Do not buy this set. I'm telling you right out of the gates, don't buy this set. Buy singles of the cards that you need. Sorry to be so harsh, but let's jump straight into the cards that you're going to be looking for. First up, we got Borrelsword Dragon. Borrelsword Dragon is the new Boral support. It's can't die by battle and basically enables OTKs that decks like Pure Sky Striker are definitely going to benefit from. I'm still messing around and tinkering in the lab with, because I play Pure Sky Striker, on how to adjust the OTK, because I play Sky Blaster myself. I think it's all going to base around Hayate and what you do, but there's still some little things to work on with that. Next, we got Danger Nessie and Danger Bigfoot, the two money secrets of the new archetype. We all knew this was coming, but of course we didn't know that it was going to be so strong so quickly, and how hard they were going to push it. When we saw the original artwork, you know, you can't always guarantee that how you see the card on the pages when they reveal cards is going to be the same as when it actually comes out, but they literally stayed secret. They are secret, and they're probably going to be a little bit of chase cards. It's not a chase card like a Sky Striker Engage. Not everybody's going to play this deck, but the deck is pretty hyped, and it's going to be decent. You know, it reminds me a lot of Cosmo when it came out, about even, honestly. But with this set, I'm just not that impressed by it anyway. I mean, it's cool, you know, you always throw new cards into the card pool, but it's not that great. Mech Knight Morningstar. Mech Knight Morningstar is sauce. For the Mech Knight players, it helps you search the spells and traps and tutor certain things that you couldn't do before with the cards that are kind of irrelevant right now in the Mech Knight builds and Mech Knight support. It's okay. You know, I still think the Link could have did a little bit more, but it's a good card. It's a good secret, you know, and it definitely, with all the Mech Knights being secret, it definitely is cool to look at. I said definitely a lot right there. Celestial Sextant, the new level 6 trade-in Sacred Sword of 7 stars type card. I can see some stuff coming down the pipe already that's gonna, it's like a pseudo Destiny draw mixed with a little bit of trade-in. I guess it's weird because you're shuffling something back into the deck, or the bottom of the deck if I'm not mistaken, and then drawing. It's an interesting card. Pinpoint Landing is the one, and Seer's Passbook. Those two are the ones that the cards are either going to be completely trash and nobody's going to play them and you're going to be mad when you pull it, or something is going to happen to Card of Demise. That's how I view those two cards, because something is going on. Now granted, the Pinpoint Landing can help Mech Knights. I don't think that's not worth it. You know, it's not worth it to play that card. But it's an upstart goblin after the fact. If you can understand what I mean, is when you special, so when you're already starting to go off is when you'll draw a card, and it's a hard once per turn. That's basically just an upstart goblin that can get popped by something, and I don't know if that's that great of a card. But when we have an age of players, especially in America, where we have a lot of techs, it's pretty cool to see certain cards like that. So it remains to be seen how good it's going to be, but I think Seer's Passbook is like an extremely slow version of Card of Demise. And 3 turns, 3 standby phases, I don't know how great that's going to be. But when you measure that out with other cards, I think you're going to be a little bit salty if you pull this as the secret for the Passbook. I don't like it that much. Shout out to my Yu-Gi-Oh! Day champion Matt. I'm still bragging. I'm still lining up to go win this belt, the UDS belt. But this is the mat. I thought it was pretty cool looking. I won the one last year, as you saw in one of my other videos. I don't know this main character's name, but this is a badass mat. I love the mat. So on to Cyber Rev System. Cyber Rev System is the best secret besides the the top 3 that I mentioned. For Cyber Dragon players, there's a lot of players that love the deck. There's a lot of players that love to play aggressive, and the Cyber Dragon support is very strong. Of course, I'm just talking about the secrets right now, but the Cyber Dragon support is very strong, very, very formidable. The Sky Striker variant of the deck is going to be very formidable. It remains to be seen, and I always like to see how people do. There's a September 8th regional in Collector's Cash, so we'll get to see a lot of rogue stuff and off the radar type stuff. And I have a feeling that Cyber Dragon, although it hasn't seen that much play overseas in Japan, it will see play here. So I'm eager to see that as well. And I think that's pretty much all of them. I think that's 8 if I'm not mistaken. But that's all for the secrets. The secrets, meh, these weren't that great, you know. And even Boral Sword itself, it's not quite like Boral Sword, Boral Load, excuse me. It's not quite like Boral Load. It's good, and it does enable OTKs, but Boral Load can set up some plays after the fact. I don't know if one's going to bump the other, but out of the gates, it's going to be the same as Boral Load, where it's maybe a little bit more expensive than Boral Load was, and nobody really read it, because before YCS Dallas, nobody read that card. Maybe 10% of players read that card. I do think this one is everybody's aware of it, but the protection from battle isn't all that great. You know, if it say card effects, then maybe the card is more busted and it had maybe been a $60 card. I foresee this card being a $40 card, but that's just my opinion. I can be wrong. I think it's going to settle this weekend around like 50 to 55. I say 50. 50 is the money spot. But you know, you can't predict sneak peek weekend. People lose their minds. And that's all for the secrets. For this last little bit, I wanted to touch on a few things on the ritual support, the Deva rituals, the incantation cards, mixed with the Queen of Armageddon, or the Queen of Oblivion, Demise King of Armageddon, and the new ritual guide that's a 4-star that bounces monsters back to your hand. The Cyber Dragon support. It's all really cool. I think Cyber Dragon actually has a chance to somewhat compete on the meta level, or at least be a strong rogue option with Sky Striker's Cyber Dragon, which is actually pretty decent. But the issue that I wanted to touch on is this set is trash because so much stuff was left out, and it's getting to a point where Konami is literally cutting into itself and not letting their own game prosper. I don't understand why patchwork and certain imports weren't included in this set. It doesn't make sense. It's not healthy for anybody. Nobody wanted to perform a PAL stuff, yet it came. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Clearly, I'm just speaking from my position just because I have a bachelor's degree, so I know what I'm talking about on a business end. I have a bachelor's in business. Globalization is extraordinarily important in business. So I don't understand why we have 3 different games. Europe, TCG in Europe just got Link Karibo last week. That doesn't make sense at all. At least in my opinion, that doesn't make sense. It should have been available from the jump. I feel like we should all be playing one global game. That's besides the point. Konami obviously has their reasons for not making that. But at least give people the cards that they want in a reasonable time frame. Needle fiber, I'm not worried about that because it's not good for the game anyway. But I do feel like there's some major issues in just making people wait on cards. BA has a cult-like following, obviously, but is that really necessary to just leave cards completely out of sets and then cut into your own money? Because for myself, for instance, once I pick up Hayate and Boral Sword, I don't need this set ever again. So is that good for Konami or bad for Konami? I think that answers itself. I think a lot of people are going to be like me, where they're not looking for Danger or Cyber Dragon. and this is really just a little bit of a farce of a set. Obviously, we have Shadows of Valhalla coming and the Alistair link, which is going to change some things, but that's just my 2 cents. This is Greg Farley from The Wise Guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, keep following us. Stay tuned because we have some stuff coming down the pipeline. This is Pegasus from Team Wise Guys signing out. YG, baby.